This is NDTV, and you're watching Classics.
Hello and welcome to the show. Today we have with us Patrick Cron, CEO of Alstom. Patrick, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Patrick, Alstom has now been in India for more than a century. It's been there in the power business for quite long. How is it performing in India?
We have been here, as you said, for 100 years. That's among the most ancient presence compared to the other 70 countries in which we are. And we have been participating along the years to the development of the infrastructure of India in the fields in which we participate. That's power generation as well as rail transportation.
Patrick, power is of course one of the most important infrastructure which this country now needs. India is looking at a huge amount of expansion in the power sector. New power projects are coming in. There's a very steep target for the 11th five-year plan in terms of addition in the generation capacity. So what is Alstom's role going to be here? What sort of market do you look at in India? What sort of opportunities do you see in India?
Well, first, as I said, we have been participating to the development of the power generation market over the last decades. Obviously, we have some strong competition in the country with BHEL, the state-owned company, who has taken the lion's shares in its development, but we have got a fair share as well. In the coal area, we have been participating alongside BHEL to the development of technology and have a partnership to serve the high end of the product and therefore use our existing factory here in the country to serve this market. We have been active in the hydro development, one of the areas in which we are world leaders. We have built recently, started a couple of years ago, a new factory in Baroda to serve the Indian market in hydroelectrical generation and to use our factory here as an export base. We are obviously active as well in environmental control systems, in whatever deals with pollution. You know that power generation is also strongly impacted on this issue by this issue of environmental control. I guess we are going to come back on that. We are also present in India quite significantly through our engineering teams. We have building a very strong capacity here to deal with the Indian market, but also to use our resources here on a broader geographical scope. We have some partnership with local companies such as Infosys in R&D. So all in all, our presence in the power generation has been substantially growing, and we expect it to continue. The new plan is creating a step change compared to the past one. And this will give us opportunities to further participate because the country will need capacity, will have the opportunity to bring technology, to bring know-how, and probably to develop capacities in the country. So this is something we are very seriously looking at. Obviously, this step change is giving us opportunities.
You talked about partnership with Indian companies. BHEL obviously is not only a competitor but also a partner. You have an agreement with them for supercritical technology.
Exactly, in the boiler side. We may compete with them on the steam turbine side. We are competing with them in the hydro business. So as you said, it's both a competitor and a fair partner.
And a fair partner. What sort of collaboration, apart from the boiler technology, are you looking at any other partnerships? Because now with the ultra mega power projects coming in, a lot of the companies which are implementing the UMPPs are now looking at supercritical technology in their turbines, in their boilers. So do you plan to take your partnership further with BHEL, or would you be going it alone?
Well, we have this partnership on the boiler supercritical area, which is a win-win situation for both BHEL and us. It gives BHEL access to the top technology available worldwide. It gives us, through the split of scope that we organize between us, the opportunity to fully use our existing capacities in the country. So it's win-win. It's also a great opportunity for our customers. Now the issue is maybe we'll get an opportunity with this high demand in the steam turbines. We are not partnering with BHEL in this area. So if we go there, we'll go our own routes, probably with a local partner, but this is something that we are considering. So hydro, steam turbines, boiler, as you see, engineering and plant management, environmental control systems. As you see, we have a broad scope and opportunities for further growth.
There are a lot of other companies also who are competing for the supercritical technology. With a lot of companies implementing the UMPP projects now, and more probably UMPP projects coming up in the future, there is now a trend among a lot of equipment manufacturers to actually take stake in the project, be a partner in the project right from the bidding stage, and just not be equipment suppliers. Would that be a strategy which Alstom would like to adopt now in India?
Well, I think everyone has its own role and his skill, his area of excellence. If there is a good project for development of power generation, the funds are available and the project will be funded. So I think we are not the bankers, we don't want to do our customers' job, so we will focus on the ability to serve the customers. We'll do what the customers are looking us to do, and I'm not sure that our involvement at this stage is necessary.
Government policy, of course, becomes very important in the power sector. The government in India is predominant in the power sector, not only in terms of government PSUs like NTPC setting up power projects, but also in terms of distribution policies and a lot of other things. Now the government is, there is a debate within the government going on what should happen in terms of supercritical technology. Initially there was a view that BHEL should be given the first preference, but now the government says that there should be competitive bidding even for projects which are being set up by government companies like NTPC. Do you subscribe to that fact? How do you see government policy on power equipment and power projects in the country?
Well, look, the involvement of governments and administrations in power project is a general issue, because power generation is at the crossroad of economic development, social welfare, and environmental protection. So either through state-owned utilities or just through regulations, the government is very legitimately setting the rules of the game. So that's not an issue for me, and I'm very comfortable with the situation, which again is a general situation. What would be a problem is if there were distortion of competition in favor of this actor rather than the other one. So I think that the government today is looking for more capacity available. You expressed at the start of your question the idea that there is a bottleneck in power generation capacities. Therefore, the normal policy for government would be to try to overcome this bottleneck, make easier a new potential entrance or ourselves create this new capacity. And if you privilege one competitor versus these potential generators of new capacity, it will not go. So I think the government should be careful about getting too much on the direction of state companies giving orders to state companies, and in the other end, letting some very cheap imports from China coming in, because at the end of the day, this will squeeze the opportunities for other players, such as ourselves, to invest and create capacity, which would be good for the country.
Taking on from what you were saying, there's also a view in the government that most of the power equipment now needs to be produced in the country. Does Alstom subscribe to that? Does it suit your business plan, or do you think that unnecessarily increases the cost of producing power or setting up power plants?
We have to hedge the fact that our businesses are very technology-intensive businesses. So you cannot replicate some parts everywhere in the world. On the other hand, it's very fair to say that if we want to participate in the development of new capacities and answer economically to the demands of the Indian utilities, we need to have a stronghold in the country. That's what we have been doing for a century. And if we want to participate further in the steam turbines, both for conventional and for nuclear, by the way, it means putting some capacity in the country. It doesn't rule out the possibility of some selective imports, if it makes more sense to import, but it means that the bulk of what will be needed should be sourced in the country. And that's exactly what we do. That's exactly what we have been doing in hydro. We started by some imports, and we have gradually localized in our Baroda factory not only the capacity, but the necessary know-how which is around it. So again, when we look at what we do in a specific country, we first look at the domestic market.
Yeah.
Obviously, the step up of demand and the project level, which is going up, gives us strong confidence. And on the other hand, you also look at when you localize something, can't you use this base not only to serve the domestic market, but as a source of exports? In our Hydro Baroda factory, today, half of what we are doing is targeting export markets, and this is good for the country as well.
In terms of production capacity, how much megawatt of equipment, that is megawatt generating equipment, would you be looking at producing out of this country? What sort of orders are you expecting? And are you also looking at further investments in future production facilities?
Well, I'm not sure that piling up megawatt or gigawatt gives the right figure because, there's the boiler side, there's the steam turbine side, there's the hydro side, etc. So for us, again, we are very active alongside BHEL on the coal boilers. We are not participating yet on the steam turbines and considering what we can do, and this will be directed by the demand side and also the competitive landscape, and typically the cheap imports coming with low-tech equipment from outside. And we will make the decisions accordingly.
Yes, Patrick, let me just get into this. When you're talking about you're not looking at the steam turbine side, you're not getting into it yet. Does the present environment now allow Alstom to now become a major player in the steam turbine sector?
Well, the increased demand creates the need for us to assess the situation. So we are currently working on it. I will not conclude before we complete the study. But while in the past we had no such opportunities because of the demand taken over, to simplify, by BHEL, today, because of the capacity constraints that we see in our competitors' side, it opens opportunities. We have seen a newcomer setting some projects, and we are looking whether we can do the same ourselves.
There's another very interesting sector which is opening up where Alstom has got a lot of experience and is also a leader, that is nuclear power. It's expected that the nuclear deal with the US would go through, or even if it doesn't, but nuclear power is now being opened up to the private sector, which means that probably power equipment manufacturers can come into that sector. So how does Alstom now look at the whole scenario of nuclear power in India?
We are active in the nuclear field through turbines and generators.
Yes.
That means that we are not building reactors,
Yes.
but we are supplying to the nuclear power plants what is called the conventional island, which is the turbo generator group. We have a significant share because I think we are the number one player. 1/3 of the nuclear power plants in the world are using our technology. And the issue is, what can we do in this field in India? The first answer to your question is that we, regardless of the diplomacy and the consequences it will have on the future nuclear program in India, the existing one, the 700 megawatt, gives us opportunities. And we have proposed to the nuclear actors in India to discuss the ways we can develop with them the relationship that we have been able to develop elsewhere as well. So this is the first area. Obviously, if the current discussions about the Indian nuclear future conclude positively, which I hope will be the case, then obviously it will broaden the interest from the existing program to a more ambitious one, and definitely gives us an additional incentive to be active in India.
We'll take a small break now, but please don't go away. We'll be back with Patrick to discuss Alstom's strategy in India.